Negros Oriental House Solon Arnolfo Teves Jr. is clearly on the lam. From South Korea to Cambodia to Timor Leste, he has jumped from one country to another in the region to stay clear of his impending arrest for allegedly masterminding the ambush lay of a political rival in early March. And as PTV's Luisa Erispe reports, the Justice Department Secretary is keeping close tabs on his flighty routine and putting his hosts on notice of his fugitive status.
Congressman Arnolfo Teves Jr. is still standing firm on his decision. He won't be coming back to the Philippines to face the allegations against him on the death of Negros Oriental Governor Ruel Digamo. Teves' camp only insists the Solon's life is in danger once he steps foot in the country. But the big question is, where is Congressman Teves? According to the Department of Justice, from Cambodia, he is now in Timor Leste and apparently seeking for a special asylum status.
Mr. Teves entered Timor Leste a week ago, trying to seek a special asylum status in Timor Leste. There's a special provision in law for that. If you want to seek asylum, usually it's just for political purposes. But we don't see any political reason for him to seek asylum in Timor Leste. It's really for not wanting to face the consequences of certain actions by which he is being held to account for in our courts of law.
The DOJ did not explain why Teves asked for special asylum in Timor Leste. But the secretary immediately wrote to the Foreign Affairs Department to inform the Philippine Embassy in Timor Leste that the request to consider Teves as a terrorist is already on process. Therefore, the Solon is not qualified to be given a special asylum status.
We have written a letter telling Timor Leste that he's a person of interest in murder cases and he's being considered for designation as a terrorist by the country, giving a fair warning about a person asking for asylum may not necessarily be a good candidate for that. There's already an alarm sounded off every time he enters another country. All countries inform the Philippines if the person that we seek is going into the boundaries of that country.
Attorney Ferdinand Topacio, Congressman Teves' lawyer, has kept his mouth zipped on the issue. Through a personal message, he responded with a no comment. The murder case against Teves is expected to be filed this week, according to the DOJ. Meanwhile, former Bucor Chief Director General Gerald Bantag hasn't given up or been captured as of yet, despite arrest warrants from 2 regional trial courts. But Bantag's camp considers surrendering, but only under certain conditions.
But one of the topics being discussed was the place of detention. And we're amenable to special arrangements for DG Bantag and Mr. Solveta if that is a problem to them. I think they're trying to avoid mixing with the Bucor. Hindi naman talaga eh. Bucor, ang places of detention kasi ang PDLs are handled by the BJMP, not by the Bucor. Although when the NBI detention facility is closed down for temporarily because of the building that to be taken down, they may have to transfer to another facility, which might be a Bucor facility. That's why we're rearranging that.
Former Security Officer Ricardo Zueta is expected to surrender with Bantag. Both of them will be facing in murder cases on the wrongful deaths of broadcaster Percy Lapid and inmate June Villamor Palanya. Luisa Erispe for The Nation.